Hi, and welcome to November. This is my very first island ever in Animal Crossing. November is decorated in a kind of overgrown aesthetic, and it hasn't always been that way. That's why it's taken me so long. But I finally settled on an overall aesthetic that I wanted to stick to, and I'm really happy with the results. When I first started playing Animal Crossing, I had no idea I was going to love it so much, so November really doesn't have a very significant importance to me, like the name November, but I do think the name suits my island quite a bit. Alright, so let's just get straight into the tour. First things first, I do have a yellow airport. I do wish it was green, but I think the yellow is cute too. My flag is a picture of a turkey, and that's really weirdly fitting with the name November. It's actually totally coincidental. Me and my boyfriend call each other Turkey, so I decided to make my flag a little turkey. For my entrance, I really wanted to do something simple, so I wouldn't have to worry about a whole bunch of items being on the ground if I wanted to trade on nooks on. I am just gonna walk to the beach, and I was so concerned because I didn't know how to decorate beaches or anything like that, but I ended up making a cute little fish market. Especially now that the new update is out, all of my villagers are gonna need fish to cook with, so this is where they can get their fish. Gulliver is here today, but don't worry, I've already helped him out. He is just waiting for his ship so he can get back home. You'll probably notice that I used a lot of statues all across my island. I just really like them. They make my islands look a little bit fancier, maybe a little bit mysterious. I also really like the height they can bring to an area. And as you can see, I do have a balloon floating by, so I'm gonna grab that really quick. It could be bells, and who doesn't need more bells? Alright, let's see what we have here. And it's not bells. That's alright. Right now we are in my orchard. I have 4 of my fruits here, and then my native fruit oranges somewhere else. Cat does live in the orchard and she manages it. Moving on to my resident services. Again, I tried to keep this area really clear just in case I happen to be doing any trading. I also left these presents here. If you do end up visiting my dream address, you'll get to see what's in those. This area I put some statues in just to add a little bit of height, but I really wanted to keep it clear because I know that villagers tend to gather around resident services and I wanted them to have the opportunity to do all the little cute things they do. We are going to go to the right of resident services first, and as you can see, I have a tiny little bridge and it leads back to Cat's house. It was really important to me when I was making this island that I make alternative paths, so I wouldn't be stuck going the same way every time I wanted to go somewhere, so I have a lot of alternative paths to get to different places. Right this way, I have a bookshop. I built this for Coco. She lives on my island and she's a normal villager, so she really talks about reading and poetry all the time, so I wanted to make this little area just for her. Continuing down this path, I have the Able Sisters, and I placed a changing room and mirror right outside just in case I need those. I also placed a bench here just in case someone wanted to sit and look at the tiny pond. Next, I have my post office. Both my boyfriend and I have our mailboxes here, so this is where we come to check our mail. The post office opens up to the beach, and this beach is decorated with a lot of lilies of the valley. I do have a lot of lilies of the valley, and they all did come from my island. I didn't buy them. I do time travel though, so it may have increased the amount of lilies of the valley that have spawned on my island. At the end of the beach, I have an eating area, and there's another eating area right in front of the plant shop. I really love all of the plant items in this game, and I'm really excited for all the new ones that are going to be added in the update. I really don't have a villager assigned to this shop, I just thought it would be really cute. Next we have Nook's Cranny. I put a vending machine and a little spot to eat out front just in case either of the Nooklings wanted to come out and have a snack. I also put a November flag outside Nook's Cranny just to show that the Nooklings support the island. Alright, we're going to travel backwards a little bit to one of the less developed parts of the island. You can see that I made a little waterfall. I was really proud of this terraforming. I'd really like to do some more intricate terraforming in the future. As you can see, I have a green leaf pile here. It is one of my very favorite items in the game. Now we're going to cross over the bridge into my pumpkin patch. I have a pumpkin patch all year round. I just think the little pumpkins are so cute, and I have them in all colors because you need all the colors of pumpkins. You just do. Grizzly takes care of the pumpkin patch. I thought he would enjoy being in a more secluded area, so he's in the far back corner of my island. Because he is in the back corner, that does mean he has his own beach, and I decorated it pretty sparsely. He has his own little towel for one. However, if you can see in the back, he does have a space for entertainment. I made him a little area with the bonfire just in case he wanted to entertain. Further back, he does have a little bar area with a little friend. I named him Chris. There's also a couch in this area, which is a really great place to wish on stars. I haven't wished on stars in a really long time, but I should really start doing that again. So we are going to walk right back through this area and take a good look. And behind Grizzly's house, you can't see it right now. 1 second. Yes, there is a pathway here. I'm not going to show you what's back there right now, but I will in a moment. We're going to walk back to resident services and go the other direction. Just take a scenic look at all of the trees and Rodeo cleaning up for us. Thank you, Rodeo. If you do see that I'm walking kind of slowly through this area, I get a lot of lag, so I want to make sure that you're not seeing any of the lag. Right here, I have Rodeo's house with a fossil up front. He lives right next to my rock garden. I spent a lot of time on this rock garden. I wasn't sure exactly how I wanted to configure it at first, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. It has a really overgrown feel, and just lots of flowers, lots of plants, lots of stunted trees. As you can see, Zell also lives near the rock garden with his little statue up front. And as you can see behind this butterfly, there's another little secret passageway. And I'll just travel around to show you where that goes. Back behind the rock garden, I have this bridge and waterfall area. This is another one of my really underdeveloped areas. If you can see in the back there, that is Apollo's house. I thought he would really enjoy the seclusion as well. So I have this cute little path to his house. He lives right next to the lake that happens to be on my island, and here is that secret passageway I was talking about before. And you can just hop over the river here if you want to take a little shortcut, another alternative path. And if we go up these stairs, you can see I have a little lookout area just in case anyone wants to look out over the lake. Also, you will see I have a land bridge. We're not going to go that way yet, but I promise I will show you. Right here, I have a little duck feeding area. I thought it was so cute. I saw it on someone else's island, but for the life of me, I cannot remember who. But it looks very different from theirs, so I decided to make a little cute area so all of the ducks of the island could be fed. Across the way here, I do have a bakery. I'm really excited to update all the sweets and treats here with all the update items, but for now, this is what it looks like. I've got a little dining area as well. This little table here has a nice little lookout of the lake as well and the campsite. So that's a little sneak preview for you. Again, I don't have an assigned villager for this particular shop. I just thought it would be a cool thing to build. And I've got more statues here just to keep with the theme. If we go down these stairs, you will see the museum. The museum is one of my favorite buildings in the game, so I really wanted to make a large area dedicated to the museum with just a whole bunch of fancy things and make it look really nice. So I've got a coffee shop on either side. You can see the espresso machine and the little pots, and also the little areas that you can sit and drink your coffee. Also, there's a decorative bridge over the duck pond. So the duck pond's here and the duck feeding area is right behind it. So the ducks on my island really have it made. Alright, and we are gonna cross over another bridge. I made that my blue flower bridge because I do like the blue flowers in this game. I just chose to make all of the flowers on my island white. And here is my house. There's a mush parasol in front of my house. That is one of my favorite items, right next to the green leaf pile, which is also one of my favorite items. If we walk right back out onto the path, you will see that I have my own little eating area, just in case I want to eat outside. Also my own private beach. It just so happens I placed my house here. It was a total coincidence, but now I have my own patch of beach. And if you can see, that is the airport right there. And here is my cannon. So if anyone tries to get onto my island that I don't want here, I am protected. And just for reference, I'm gonna go back this way, even though you've already seen this section. This is my entrance. Alright, we're gonna backtrack back over the Blue Flower Bridge. I've also got the beautiful statue in the middle of the river behind it. And we're gonna make our way towards the beach. Again, I tried to do super simple things for the beach, so I just laid out some cute little beds so anyone who wanted to can sunbathe. Oh, and Punchy was thinking about something, but I guess he changed his mind. And if you can see right next to the seat, I have a little heart with a J plus D because my name is Julia and my boyfriend's name is Dan, and I thought it was really cute to have our initials written in the sand. Right here I have another area with more beds. There's another heart here with a T and an L. We have two cats named Theo and Luna, so I thought it would be cute to have a little heart with their initials in it as well. We are gonna continue on down the beach, and you can see I've got another statue here. I think it's a fake statue, but I still think it looks pretty. And here's a tiny library right in front of Coco's house. I thought she would really enjoy having like one of those book exchanges right in front of her house so she could read all of the books she could possibly read. I wanted to make her house look really overgrown as well, just to keep with the vibe of the island. And here is my dock. It is patiently waiting for Captain to arrive. Alright, the rest of my beach is pretty simple. I just have a lot of palm trees and tiki torches just to take up some space. And right here I have my orange orchard. Oranges are my native fruit, and originally I actually got rid of all the orange trees on my island because they sold for less. And then Red came to my island and he was like, "I've had the best orange." And I was like, "Red, where did you get that orange?" So I decided to plant an orchard of oranges so Red wouldn't be a liar anymore. Also, I think it's important to have your native fruit on your island because it is on your passport, so I replanted all of them. And right through here you can see Punchy's house. Punchy has a little flamingo farm. I feel like Punchy is the type of cat that would have a lot of other pets, so he gets to take care of the little flamingos. He also has a firefly right in front of his house because I learned that the lightning bug models also glow at night, and that was such a cool concept to me. On this rock, I have a surf shop. I also have a dropped wetsuit just in case you feel like swimming when you're visiting the Dream Address. There's also this leaf pile with the marshmallows. I knew I had to incorporate it onto my island somewhere, and I thought it looked cute here. If we continue on down the beach, you can see there's a little bike parked. It is there because of the campsite. The campsite is one of the last areas I finished. I was really confused as to how to decorate it because it doesn't really look like a building when there's nobody camping. Because it's next to the lake, I thought it would be cool if I incorporated water in another way, and I ended up with these little ponds, or maybe they're puddles, but I do like them a lot. I think they add a lot of texture. And if you continue down the beach, I have another little camping area with the kids' tents. I thought the kids' tents were one of the coolest items in the game. Again, I had to incorporate them somewhere. I also made some stumps because I realized I didn't have all the stump creatures. And it makes a really good view. If we go back to the beach, we are going to walk to the very back where I have my last rock. I decorated this by putting one of the statues there, and I put ropes in front of it and a little sign because I like to pretend that my villagers used to climb on it. Just a little backstory I created, and if you look behind this house, you'll see that there's another little secret passageway. If we go there, you'll see that there's my secret beach. It's also not very decorated. I tried to do something very simple for Red when he comes. I also have another little secret passageway. This way, I'm not going to go back there. If you do end up visiting the dream address, there is a tiny area back there just as a surprise for you. Now we are going to backtrack all the way back to the little campsite. And if we go up this incline, we see Olivia's house and Olivia back there. Now I did give her a rather small yard, but I think I made up for it by placing her next to the infinity pool. I wanted to make a fancy infinity pool right next to my boyfriend's house, and Olivia happens to live on the other side of it, so she gets all the benefits of the pool. I put more poolside beds here just in case anyone wants to relax. I do catch my villagers sleeping on these beds, and it's so cute. This is my boyfriend's house. I tried to make it look really grand with the silos on either side, making it look like a castle. He doesn't really play Animal Crossing that much, so I tried to give him a good space. If we continue past his house, you can see I built a little candle shop, and I used the Karopi hallways. Those were such a cute item. Again, I just had to figure out a way to incorporate them, so I made a little candle shop up here on a cliff. As you can see, there's another lily of the valley there. My island is 5 stars, so in case you were wondering. There are tons of islands that are really pretty that aren't 5 stars just because of dropped items or too many trees or stuff like that, but I wanted to see if I can make my island within the constraints of 5 stars. I don't think I'll do that again, but it was a fun little challenge for me to do. As you can see, we are back up to the entrance of my land bridge. Now, I saw these become popular and I knew that I had to make one. I've made this bridge and remade this bridge so many times, and each time I've made it bigger. I just wanted it to be the most grand I could get it. I also wanted space to walk around or maybe drop items. I also wanted to have these little businesses on the side, so maybe someone's selling bonsai trees, or fortune cookies, or flowers. And I did want to have my boyfriend's house at the end just to put the cherry on top. Alright, and I do have one last section to show you, so we're going to travel back to resident services really quickly. Please ignore that balloon. Act like we didn't see it. And you can see that I have a staircase leading upwards from behind resident services. And if you go up that staircase, we have a bar area. I like to pretend like this is the second floor to resident services because having a bar above resident services is just a funny concept to me. It even has its own little dartboard. This could be Isabel's escape for when she's not locked up in resident services with Dumb Nook. And now we're gonna travel backwards really slowly to reveal the winery. I was really confused as to how to do perspective builds, and this was my first attempt. So over here we have the grapes, and on the other side we have a picnic area. We're gonna go down the staircase. And I like to think of this as a little event space, so if any of my villagers wanted to have an event, this is where it would take place. Alright, and back behind the event area we have, of course, Raymond's house. I felt like this was a really fitting place to put him. And if you can see, back behind his house is another little passageway. And this is the building. It took me so many tries to get a more natural looking building, and this is what I came up with. On the other side, we have Vivian's house. I really love her house. It's pretty with the little orange roof and lots of candles out front. And as you can see, there's a secret passageway behind it. And this is where all of the energy from November comes from. We have lots of wind turbines just to keep the island powered. And now we're back at Grizzly's house. From here we are gonna walk back to my entrance and just take a look at the scenery once again. Take a look at all the butterflies. And Rodeo being cute. I think Rodeo's a really underrated villager, honestly. Alright, and now that we are here, I realized I never shared with you my villager list. So my villagers are Rodeo, Olivia, Punchy, Cat, of course, Vivian, Raymond, Apollo, and Grizzly, Zell, and Coco. So that's all of my villagers. I love them all dearly. My name is Julia and my channel is Crossing Cat. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you soon.